For those of you who have been living under a rock for the last week, Project Veritas came out with, it was so outrageous of an expose. What's amazing is I want to know how the people who wrote it off as totally fake, Vosh, I'm not looking at you, but I'm looking at you. Do I have that tweet? It was so outrageous that some people just said, it has to be fake. Hold on, I know that I sent Project Veritas a tweet. I want to go into my, here we go. Let's get this one. It was so outrageous that people had to just explain it away by saying it's totally fake. They get an undercover camera of a guy on a date talking about how Pfizer is working with mutating the Rona so that they can then provide vaccines to the mutation, which they have either engineered or had a hand in engineering. Not entirely clear what the mechanism was that this individual was describing, but he's basically saying we're mutating the virus so that we can have a vaccine ready for the mutation that we've mutated. I'm going to get to the video in a second. It was so egregious and it was so shocking and so over the top that some people's only way of dealing with it was by saying it's fake. The guy on the date, they put together the video. He says how Pfizer is mutating a virus so they can have vaccines ready for it. Then, and we're going to play a portion of this, James O'Keefe from Project Veritas confronts the guy, and he has a bona fide mental breakdown. For anybody who has not ever seen someone have a mental breakdown or has not had a panic attack themselves, it might look fake and it might look like total acting, or it might look rehearsed, or it might look like, it was a bona fide mental breakdown akin to the last scene of American Beauty when Kevin Spacey's wife walks in and, just like, you get your clothes off. Just, you want to destroy that iPad that caught the statement of this individual. He needed to steal the iPad from James O'Keefe as though he could somehow destroy the statement that he made that he knows has been memorialized on the interwebs. Vaush comes out and says, this new Veritas story is completely fake. They literally just made this guy up. He's a 30-something nobody who apparently just randomly and invisibly became head of Pfizer's worldwide R&D division with no experience, and there's no way to verify it. And it goes on. The individual, has been identified. The connection to Pfizer has been identified. The idea that he was making up everything that he said and that he had no knowledge, no way of knowing it. Well, I would dare say that by Pfizer's own press release that came out at 8 o'clock on a Friday when everybody's eyes are on it, the Friday afternoon document dump exists for a reason, because Friday, 8 o'clock in the evening, there's nobody reading the news. There's nobody paying attention. And that's why they usually dump the worst news on a Friday afternoon to miss the weekend focus and to miss the new week coming into focus. Pfizer's statement in response to this basically confirmed the Project Veritas story. But the first thing is we got to watch this, because this is the recording. No, that's David DePop. That's this. Oh, here we go. No, that's the new Veritas story. Here we go. Why I could never do what Project Veritas does. The world needs all sorts of people, so I presume it needs people who are like me, who are not like James O'Keefe. This story, and James O'Keefe knows it, whoever the person on the date with the guy was knows it as well. In order to break this story, and in order to reveal this truth to the world, you have to destroy somebody. You have to destroy somebody's life. And it's the harsh reality. And whether or not if I found myself in similar circumstances, knowing that what I was hearing needed to be brought to the attention of the world, but knowing that in so bringing it to the attention of the world, I would be destroying this person. Everybody should read James O'Keefe's American Muckraker, his book on journalism, journalistic integrity, and all that stuff. It's a phenomenal book. I didn't read it. I listened to it. James O'Keefe knew by publishing this story, they are going to be destroying this person's life. I don't think that feels good, even if you think the person deserves it. So check this, and then we're going to go on to Pfizer's addressing this story. It's a totally fake story, which is why Pfizer has to try to debunk it with a Friday afternoon press release that basically confirms it. We're not going to watch the whole thing because it's long, and everybody should go watch Project Veritas itself. But here.
Hey there. Is this seat taken? You work for Pfizer. My question for you is, why does Pfizer want to hide from the public
As reaction,
the fact that they're mutating the COVID viruses?
Is this real life? I'm literally a liar. I was trying to impress a person on a date by lying. This is absurd.
Please don't touch me. Well, this is not. By the way, don't tell anybody.
Who's just working at a...
The individual says they were lying to impress someone on a date, as though lying about genetically modifying a virus that could destroy humanity is the way to impress a date. Set that aside. Set that little logical conundrum aside. Hey, you know what would really impress my date? If I told them I worked for Dr. Evil, that will really impress them. Hey, dude, you want to see some mutated viruses? Oh, that's so. Set aside the idiocy of that explanation. This is not the reaction of a man who knows that he was lying. This is the reaction of a man who knows that he wasn't.
Company to literally help the public. You up. You really did. Please bring the cost as soon as possible.
So then he tries to lock them in the store. Yeah, it goes on, but I want to get to the absolute meltdown. How do I fast forward? Where's the part where he goes at? Here you go. Look at this. This is full meltdown. Oh, is it not going to play? It's my internet. I'm going to blame the kids. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, press play.
Taken?
There you go.
You work for Pfizer. My question, they locked this in.
Look at this.
Wow, look at that. Yeah. Do you want us to leave or not?
Man, we locked the door.
He goes after the iPad.
Man, we're trying to leave, but you locked us in here.
Call our attorney.
Can you please unlock your door? Let us out.
No, I don't know what's going on. I don't want anyone leaving. Please, no, don't let them out. Don't let them out.
On the door.
Here we go. There it is.
Stop. Wait for me.
Please unlock the door.
What is going on here?
Please unlock the door. Please.
Okay, and it goes on. It's like he needs to destroy the iPad because the iPad, in that moment of absolute panic, when he realizes his life is effectively altered, getting that iPad is a way to try to somehow erase, just for the moment, make believe it didn't happen. It doesn't happen. Oh, by the way, false imprisonment says oversold. Yeah, they locked the doors. The pizza place locked the doors and locked James O'Keefe and Project Veritas inside. Okay, doesn't matter. This is the guy who says, I'm lying. We don't mutate viruses. I was just lying to impress a date. And the video, to say it's gone viral is an understatement. Daily Mail writes an article about it, just writes a write-up of Project Veritas, only to quickly delete it for reasons we can all imagine. I'm sure Pfizer and other pharma companies didn't say, take that article down, or we're going to no longer buy advertising to your flailing online, what the heck is the word I'm looking for, publication. Daily Mail takes it down. I tweeted at the author of the article that was taken down multiple times to ask, just to confirm. No response, neither from the Daily Mail nor from the journalist who saw her work deleted from the interwebs. This guy's lying, right? He's lying. Well, Lila, I need my plug back as well. The kid took the plug from my computer, and I need to make sure that this doesn't go dead. Bring it over here. Bring it over to me properly, please. Don't put it in. Thank you. Leave, close the door, and leave the dog in here. Sorry. Okay, computer's back on power now. All right. The guy's lying. Journalists write an article about it and then take it down, and it's a media blackout. It's a media blackout everywhere except for where it seems to be the last bastion for journalism, Twitter. Thank you, Elon Musk, although I know you've had your problems with other issues. But so the guy lies, journalists cover the story, then disappear. Okay. Friday night, I believe it was 8 o'clock, Pfizer releases a press release, and The press release is almost pathological in it's people have called it a word salad. It's not a word salad, it's not verbal diarrhea. In my humble view, it's an admission. It's a confirmation, but it's a rephrasing. So hold on one second. Here's the Pfizer. Here we go. This is the Pfizer press release, by the way. Based on today's visit, how would you rate your site experience? Boom. Next. Oh, I'm not doing this. Oh, do we do this? No. That's not nice. Okay. That's not nice. Get out of here. Stupid ads. Pfizer. They're responding to Project Veritas, but not naming Project Veritas because you don't even want to acknowledge Project Veritas. I don't know what people call it a signal boost. They're saying Pfizer's trying to avoid a signal boost. I don't think that's technically what a signal boost means, but I don't care. What they're basically saying is we're not even going to say what we're responding to. We're just going to issue this statement. Let's read through this statement. By the way, Dr. John Campbell did a great one. Anybody watching John Campbell's evolution in real time? Dr. Campbell has gone from blue pill to red pill. And I dare say, although I might be projecting because I've been very angry this weekend, to black pill. But his dissection of this, it looks a little more like black pill than anything else. But let's just read this, people, because Pfizer responds to research claims. Oh, what the hell are you talking about? We all know what you're talking about, Pfizer. Can you not even be honest and transparent in your response? How about you're responding to accusations you are mutating viruses for financial gain by mutating or participating in what is typically referred to as gain-of-function research so that you can have a vaccine at the ready to bank all those sweet, sweet government bucks? Why don't you just say that? Pfizer responds to Project Veritas allegations. Or if you don't want to talk about Project Veritas, Pfizer responds to a parent employee who ran his damn mouth a little more than he should. You know what? Okay, hold on. Let's take this out of here for a second. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You know what this statement should have said? Well, if Vaush is right, this statement should have said, we have no idea who that whack job is. He has no position of authority at Pfizer. He has no business saying what he's saying because he has no knowledge to even say it in the first place. Nothing in that expose is remotely true. And we condemn them, and we're threatening to, we might sue them for defamation because of the damage that they are causing to our reputation by literally tacitly accusing us of being war criminals, okay? Or maybe not war criminals, crimes against humanity. We're not at war, although we are, but it's not a war crime. It would be a crime against humanity. Pfizer's press release, if this story was false, coming from someone who has nothing to do with the company, has no knowledge to make the statements, should have been a categorical, that guy's a whack job. He doesn't have a position of authority. What he said is outright false. He has no reason to even think he knew anything enough to say it. Project Veritas exploited this to besmirch our reputation, and we are contemplating legal action. That's what it should have been. When it wasn't that, we can get suspicious. When it's an 8 o'clock Friday afternoon document dump, we can get suspicious. Angela Ansel, $5 Rumble Rant, says jail time after a fair trial. Sorry, I just read it. It says Felis Rufus, a $1 Rumble Rant, says, I have to ask, have you read The Last Circle by Cherry Seymour? I guarantee I haven't. What's happening now is an echo of then, but on a much larger scale. So that is what a proper, predictable response would have been from Pfizer. But no. Let's read, shall we? Pfizer responds to research claims. Friday evening, 8 o'clock, while all of you are sleeping, having your martinis or barbecues in my case, or both actually in my case. New York, January 27, 2023. Allegations have recently been made relating to gain of function and directed evolution research at Pfizer, and the company would like to set the record straight. Let's set the record straight with a load of shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Shiat. Because I love Oasis so much. Can I expand this here a little bit? I can't. Okay, it doesn't matter. Wait, hold on. Why can't I? I should be. It doesn't matter. They want to set the record straight. By the way, this is also grammatically incorrect. This is grammatically incorrect. This is it's a run-on sentence. It has two separate ideas that should be. Allegations have basically made regarding evolution at Pfizer. The company would like to set the record straight. Listen to this, by the way. It's not because I'm a lawyer that I'm reading more into this. It's because I'm a lawyer that I know how this was drafted. This here is drafted accordingly, deliberately, so they can deny something without having to admit what is true. Listen to this. In the ongoing development of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine, in the ongoing development, it doesn't mention anything about past development. Now, right now, they're not saying in the context of the development, which would include past, present, and future. Right now, actually, they're only making a statement to present and future, but more only to the future. No mention to the past. In the ongoing development, as of today, by the way, we're not doing it anymore. Stop it, so that this statement is true. Hey, dude, who just ratted the beans out. Other than the fact that you're fired and you probably have to, be very, very uncomfortable for the next immediate future. Stop doing it as of now. Therefore, we can say ongoing development has not conducted gain. How could you even, in the ongoing development of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, Pfizer has not conducted gain of function or directed evolution research. Now, I think I know what directed evolution means, but go listen to John Campbell for a better explanation. In the ongoing development, we have not conducted gain of function. Oh, in the past, we might have. In other vaccines, we might have. But as of now, going forward, we're not doing it anymore. Working with collaborators, which is probably not the best word you want to be using here, Pfizer. Albert Bourla, collaborators has also a historical context, but forget that. Working with collaborators, we have conducted research where the original SARS-CoV-2 virus has been used to express the spike protein from new variants of concern. What does this mean? Working with collaborators. So, by the way, remember when Fauci came up and said, we don't fund gain of function research? And we don't do that. Oh, but I'm sorry. Are you not funding a third-party NGO that's doing it? Okay. Well, that's not gain of function research. One lie to the next. But remember, when Fauci said, we do not engage in gain of function research in a lab in Wuhan, China, lie. Oh, we don't do it directly. Oh, okay. Now that you found out that we do it indirectly, that's not gain of function research. Moving goalposts of a pathological liar. Working with collaborators, we have conducted research where the original SARS virus has been used to express the spike protein from new variants of concern. This work is undertaken once a new variant of concern has been identified by public health authorities. This research provides a way for us to rapidly assess the ability of an existing vaccine to induce antibodies that neutralize a newly identified variant of concern. We then make this data available through peer-reviewed scientific journals and use it as one of the steps to determine whether a vaccine update is required. We've worked with collaborators, taking the old virus, using it to express the spike protein from new variants of concern. Okay. I can't tell you exactly that I understand exactly what that means, but I think I understand what it means. It sounds like a way of confirming through rephrasing specifically what was being admitted to in that video by that guy. In addition, to meet US and global regulatory requirements for our oral treatment, Paxlovid, Pfizer undertakes in vitro work, IG, in laboratory culture dish to identify potential resistance mutations to with a naturally evolving virus, it is important to routinely assess the activity of an antiviral. Most of this work is conducted using computer simulations or mutations of the main protease, a non-infectious part of the virus. So we do it using computer simulations or mutations. Where are those mutations coming from? In a limited number of cases, when a full virus does not contain any known gain of function. In a limited number of cases, when a full virus does not contain any known gain of function mutations, such virus may be engineered to enable the assessment of antiviral activity in the cells. Do you know what this sounds like to an idiot lawyer like myself? In cases where there's no known gain of function mutations, we make them happen. We then engineer the virus to do just that. other people will tell me if they're reading this the same way. In addition, in vitro resistance selection experiments are undertaken in cells incubated with SARS-CoV and in our secure biosafe level laboratory to assess whether the main proteins can mutate to yield resistant strains of the virus. It is important to note that these studies are required by US and global regulators for all antiviral products and are carried out by many companies and academic institutions in the US and around the world. How about, do you conduct any research in countries where gain-of-function research is not illegal? Fact-based information rooted in sound science is vitally important to overcoming the COVID-19 pandemic, and Pfizer remains committed to transparency and helping alleviate the devastating burden of the disease. All right, here are my questions. What the hell did you just say? The guy in that video, did he lie? Are you conducting research in countries where gain-of-function research is not outlawed? And what is your response to the Project Veritas release? This is something that is drafted to be deliberately confusing so that people can say, this is too much of a headache for me Friday afternoon, people. I don't want to listen to this. But what are they saying in it? In the ongoing development of the Pfizer has not conducted gain-of-function or directed evolution research. In the ongoing development, makes no mention of the past. And I just love this. I just love this part. In a limited number of cases, when a full virus does not contain any known gain-of-function mutations, such virus may be engineered to enable the assessment of antiviral activity. So that sounds like gain-of-function research, Pfizer. That sounds like Pfizer manipulating, mutating a virus so they can have a vaccine at the ready. It sounds actually exactly like what that guy said in that Project Veritas video, just a lot more confusing, so that people can't understand what the hell you're talking about, but it sounds like that's what you're saying. Oh, and by the way, when I initially said this, when I initially assessed this, and I said, well, it doesn't have to be like Fauci level evil, Wuhan level evil, gain-of-function research. It could just be one of the theories from the beginning of the pandemic, where if you vaccinate into a pandemic, you force mutations and you force variants of the virus, which is one of the arguments against vaccinating into a pandemic. It could have just been that. If they know that the vaccine that they're selling and banking billions of dollars in profits for, if they know that it's not working, because you can still get the virus, you can still carry the virus, you can still transmit the virus. If you know that it's not working in that sense, but you know that it is forcing the virus to mutate, to become resistant to the vaccine, because this is not my theory. This is the theory of people much smarter than me. Well, if you know that that's happening and you continue to push this vaccine anyhow, knowing that it's causing mutations, variants that will be resistant to that old, non-updated, well, you're effectively engaging in some form of mutation, deliberate, knowing mutation of a virus. Much different way. But it sounds like they're actually doing it in a much more direct way than I was even giving them the benefit of the doubt for. It sounds that they are actually doing it. They're actually doing what this guy said, but they have such a beautiful way of rephrasing it. In strains where there's been no gain of function, we might engineer it. That sounds like gain of function. That sounds like mutating a virus. But maybe I'm just an idiot lawyer who has no idea what he's saying. And the smarter people than me who I listen to make sure that I know what I'm thinking, they're dumb as well. The only smart person in this is Albert Bourla, the guy who said his vaccine was 100% effective in South African studies, April 1st, 2021.